Hello, I'm Eileen McHugh with the BBC News. Facebook has suspended the former US President Donald Trump from all of its social media platforms until at least January 2023. It initially suspended him 5 months ago for allegedly inciting violence at the US Capitol building in Washington. Mr. Trump said the suspension was a form of censorship and insulted his voters. Facebook says his profiles on Facebook and Instagram will only be reinstated if it believes he poses no further threat to public safety. Here's Neda Taufik.
This is a real reversal of Facebook's former policy, which Mark Zuckerberg stood up for, saying that it wasn't Facebook's place to police political discourse, that it should be posted on the platform as public information. Also, Nick Clegg, the vice president of global affairs, spoke about the importance of differentiating statements from politicians from regular people. Now, that had been something that the oversight board also criticized Facebook for, and they said that they should have clear set of rules that apply to everyone.
The Nigerian government says it has indefinitely suspended the operations of Twitter. The information minister said the platform was used persistently for activities that were capable of undermining Nigeria's corporate existence. But Twitter was still working after the statement was issued. Here's Chris Iwoka.
Apparently angered by Twitter's action in deleting a post shared by the Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari, the government appears to have decided to go tough on the social media giant. On Wednesday, Twitter removed a post by Mr. Buhari in which he threatened to treat Nigerians misbehaving in the language they understand. Twitter claimed that the tweet violated its rules. Some Nigerians marked the tweet as a threat to a minority ethnic group.
The United Nations says Ethiopia faces a repeat of the devastating famine of 1984. The UN humanitarian chief told the BBC hundreds of thousands of people are already experiencing famine conditions in the northern region of Tigray following months of conflict. An unofficial tribunal in Britain has begun hearing first-hand evidence of alleged human rights abuses against the Uyghur people in northwestern China. The panel in London will decide if there is evidence to show that human rights violations have taken place. China denies the allegations, saying the camps, where more than 1 million Uyghurs have been detained, are re-education camps. Here's James Landale.
The panel of lawyers and human rights experts has no official legal status, and it's supported by a Uyghur lobby group. But it will reach a judgment as to whether crimes against humanity or genocide are taking place. The Chinese government says the tribunal has no authority and is simply a machine producing lies. More evidence will be heard over the next 3 days and again in September, and the panel hopes to reach a verdict by December.
This is the latest world news from the BBC. The United States has called on the government of Nicaragua to release the opposition leader, Cristiana Chamorro, who was placed under house arrest earlier this week for alleged money laundering. The State Department said Ms. Chamorro had been detained to try to prevent her from standing in November's presidential elections. Ms. Chamorro is the daughter of the former president, Violeta Chamorro, who defeated Mr. Ortega in elections in 1990. Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has urged the Catholic Church to take responsibility for its management of Indigenous residential schools following the reported discovery of the remains of more than 200 children at a former school last month. Mr. Trudeau called on the Church to release records from schools under its jurisdiction. Serbia has started producing Russia's Sputnik V coronavirus vaccine with a ceremony attended by the President, Alexander Vučić. Officials said Serbia would produce millions of doses over the next few months. Guy Deloney reports.
Until now, only Russia and Belarus have produced the vaccine, but it's been used in numerous other countries, including Hungary and Slovakia, as well as Serbia. It's yet to receive approval from the European Medicines Agency, but Mr. Vučić says that Serbia plans to export its production around the world. His country is already using vaccines as a soft power tool. It's donated tens of thousands of doses to neighbouring countries. And this week, Mr. Vučić invited citizens of Bosnia to get their jabs in Serbian vaccination centres.
Sections of a US government report on UFOs, leaked to the American press, say there's no evidence of alien spacecraft, though some mysterious sightings remain unexplained. Former President Obama prompted speculation last month when he said the government had seen footage of unknown objects in the sky. The study seems to suggest that some of the incidents analysed could be linked to experimental technologies being tested by rival powers.